January 6, 2025 at 15 minutes past 11 in the morning, a person named David Morrow was sitting on his apartment balcony enjoying the views of the Pacific Ocean. As always, it was a normal day. At that moment, about 5 miles away from his apartment, he sees a fire with blazing sparks on the hills of Pacific Palisades. Within just 1 hour, the fire spread so much that smoke completely covered the mountain. If seen from the satellite view, the fire was first reported on the Berry Seats Hills, but a few hours later, it spread to the areas of Eaton, Hearst, Kenneth, Getty, Skirball, and San Fernando. When the fire broke out, 100 kilometers per hour winds were blowing with their direction from inland to the ocean. Now, the question arises that if the fire first started in Pacific Palisades, which is very close to the ocean, then how did the fire spread 30 to 40 kilometers in the opposite direction of the wind? Worse, this fire has devastated a total of 38,000 acres or 150 square kilometers. More than 12,000 buildings and homes have been destroyed and 180,000 people have left their homes. This is the most destructive fire in the history of Los Angeles, which has not been fully extinguished even during the production of this video. Every possible effort to control the fire seems to be failing. Water bombers are dropping 45,000 liters of water at a time, which seems like mere drops in front of this fire. Special chemicals are also being dropped with the help of water bombers, but all efforts seem to be in vain against nature. California, where there is already a shortage of water, causing many fire hydrants to be empty, along with fire spreading in different areas, resulted in the division of firefighters and their equipment. On top of that, when winds of 70 to 100 kilometers per hour hit the fire, it started to blaze even more. Before understanding the main reason for the spread of the Los Angeles wildfire, let's see how many times wildfires have struck California in the past. Looking at data from the past 25 years, California has been affected by wildfires. In the year 2003, the Cedar Fire attacked 273,000 acres in San Diego County. The fire that started on the 25th of October was extinguished on the 4th of November 2003. In 2017, the Tubbs Fire burned 36,000 acres and it also occurred in the month of October. Again in 2017, the Thomas Fire burned 280,000 acres. This fire started in December and ended in January. On 8th November 2018, the Campfire burned 150,000 acres and ended on 25th November after 17 days. Similarly, in 2020, the Glass Fire struck 67,000 acres and it also started in September and ended in October after a whole month. If you consider the dates of all these wildfires, one thing is very common: winter. That is, these wildfires occurred only in the winter months, and now the Los Angeles wildfire also broke out in peak winters. So, what is the reason that in California's history, most wildfires have occurred only in winters? The answer to this question is hidden in a phenomenon known as Santa Ana winds. Yes, Santa Ana winds are hot and dry winds that blow in Southern California and Baja California, especially during autumn and winters. Looking at Google Earth, to the east of California, there is only desert as far as the eye can see, which is called the Mojave Desert or the Great Basin. The sun's heat warms the desert, causing the air pressure here to increase. Pandapo Pampaiti Pammant. On the other hand, talking about the ocean, the air here is cool and the pressure is low. We studied in 6th grade that air travels from high pressure to low pressure. The greater the pressure difference, the faster the air will travel, and something similar happens here. From Southeast California, the Santa Ana winds rapidly move towards the ocean. These dry and warm winds suck up moisture from wherever they pass, which causes This entire region becomes dry during this season, with bushes and trees completely drying up, making them easily flammable. Santa Ana winds turn entire forests into fuel for wildfires. If a fire accidentally starts, strong winds fan the flames and burning embers spread quickly. In the blink of an eye, the wildfire gets out of control. Now, ideally, the wildfire should spread in the same direction in which the wind is blowing. But in the case of Los Angeles, the exact opposite has been observed. First, the fire was seen near Palisades, which is close to the ocean, and later it spread to inland areas. To understand why this is, we need to understand an interesting phenomenon called the mountain view rotor. The side of the mountain where the wind directly strikes is called the windward side, and the other side of the mountain where the wind is going is called the leeward side. What happens is that when the windward side stops the wind, a vortex effect is created on the leeward side and the wind keeps swirling around in this vortex. This means that on top of the mountain, the wind direction is one way, while at the bottom, the wind direction moves the other way. In the case of Los Angeles, this phenomenon plays a significant role. Palisades, where the fire was first reported, is the leeward side, and here, due to the mountain view rotor, the wind generated from the top of the mountain in the opposite direction became the main reason for spreading the fire into inland areas. Once a wildfire becomes very large, it then gives rise to many strange phenomena. Some phenomena are very difficult to predict, and one of them is a fire tornado. This is a rare and dangerous phenomenon that forms during intense wildfires. It is like a tornado, but it contains only fire and heat. The incredible heat generated by the wildfire immediately heats up the surrounding air and pulls it upwards. Due to the heat, hot air rises rapidly upward and cooler air comes in from below to fill that space. This updraft creates a rotational motion that pulls nearby dry shrubs into the fire tornado, making the vortex even more terrifying. Now, this fire tornado starts dominating the wind in the area and begins generating its own air. Determining its direction is very difficult, but most chances are that it will drive the wildfire upward along the mountain. Wildfires are a reality, and due to climate change, they will be found more frequently in the coming years. The United States also has the latest technology to control wildfires. First, infrared cameras are used to capture real-time data of the wildfire's temperature and spread. Satellites help monitor the size and location of the fire. Nowadays, with the help of artificial intelligence, the direction of fire spread is also predicted, and all this information is conveyed to the firefighters. Firefighters try to spray chemicals around the area where the fire has started to prevent it from spreading too much, but in Los Angeles, firefighters would first control one area of fire and then the wind would spread the fire to another location. The first recorded wildfire in American history occurred in the year 1871 near Michigan. In this wildfire, 1,200,000 acres were reduced to ashes and 2,500 lives were lost. From the Peshtigo fire of 1871 to today's Los Angeles wildfires, nature is indicating to us that controlling fires is still nearly impossible. But if we try to understand nature and instead of fighting climate change, try to adjust according to it, perhaps the series of wildfires can come to a halt again. Hopefully, you will like and share this video.